behind that. The one thing I do want to go into, though, is, look, if all of this doesn't work, does it pay to back the backups? So, again, other friends of yours, Max Moore with the Cryonics Institute, and also the folks at Oxford, the Future Humanity Institute, who are advocating for whole brain emulation, mind uploading, the idea of placing your brain into a computer. Very quickly, Aubrey, where do you stand on those two forms of backing up individuals?
So the whole universe of uploading options, whether it's mind files, whether it's bona fide uploading, all of these things are still very, very early in terms of even describing how they will be done, let alone implementing them. And I think it's too early to have an opinion. Cryonics, on the other hand, completely different situation. Cryonics is moving forward very well now. In fact, one of our spin-outs is pursuing and pioneering, I'm going to say, the single most important technology in that whole space right now.
Is that the revival piece, or is that
the cryopreservation piece?
So, see, here's the problem. Why is nobody working on bringing these people back? It feels like the world's best pyramid scheme. You give the money, and then the clients can't complain against fraud because they're dead already.
Yeah. Well, of course, the loved ones of the clients may not be dead, but they
well, they argue they're not dead.
But the key thing is that we all know how much damage cryopreservation does as of today. It's been 20 years since the breakthrough development of true bona fide vitrification, where the crystallization that happens when you freeze biological tissue was eliminated. But that still left two huge problems. Number one, the problem of the toxicity of the cryoprotectors. These are very, very non-toxic compounds, but nevertheless you have to use them in such high concentrations that it's a really big deal. Secondly, cracking, just large-scale fractures that just break the whole tissue apart. And of course, this applies to cryonics. It also applies to organ cryopreservation, which would be a wonderful thing to be able to do. The company that I'm talking about, Arigos, A-R-I-G-O-S, which is run by the person who used to be our chief operating officer, is pioneering a technology called persuflation, P-E-R-S-U-F-F-lation, that is, as far as we can tell, a complete solution, well, as good as complete, to both of these problems. If it works even half as well as it looks as though it works, then we are talking about a situation in which the damage done to organs or indeed whole bodies by the cryopreservation process can be more or less neglected, as compared to the damage that had already occurred in the person, otherwise they wouldn't already be dead, right? So I believe that at this point, cryonics is a real thing, and it needs much more support. Just in the same way that our work needs more support, we absolutely very, very badly need cryonics to be more legitimized.